What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck profile here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and today I'm going to be going over James's Scorpion deck that he played for the Season 3 Start Campus Championship. If you want to catch out this deck in action, make sure you check out the matches that we have here on the channel. They'll be in a playlist all to their own, as well as the rest of the profiles that played. And if you want to catch any of these matches live, go out to twitch.tv/TCG University and follow out there, sub if you've got the Prime, and we would love to chat with you as we're playing the games. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into the profile. All right, so Scorpion. If you've not seen one of my deck profiles, basically the way that I do this is, as opposed to just reading the card off verbatim, I take and I give you a breakdown of what the deck wants to do, the elevator pitch, and the cool combos inside of the deck. So what is the elevator pitch of this deck? So this deck is playing under fire, and with the new Soul Calibur support that we got with Astaroth and Inferno, Desperation attacks are better than ever. And so, Desperation plus 6 damage on all your stuff, especially with all of Inferno's saying, all of Astaroth saying throw, and then Inferno having Deathlord's Impalement. This deck just hits you hard and hits you fast. Pretty solid. So James absolutely loves this card for Deathlord's Impalement. This is the main kill card of the deck. It certainly closed out a game. This thing inside of Scorpion can be like 17 speed for 25 damage as the second attack that you throw in the game. There's a ton of ways under both fire and evil in order to burn yourself down to desperation, paying vitality as a cost, and then using Deathlord's Impalement to give a bunch of speed, bunch of damage. Really strong stuff. We're playing 4 Vicious Madness. This card is a really good beater card. This card is a good poke. This card is a good haymaker. This card is good statted. It has Desperation 4, which is perfect inside of Scorpion. It gets an extra 6 damage with Scorpion, and then you pay just an additional 2 that says if they can't partially block it. So they have to dedicate that mid block, which means they don't have a mid block for Deathlords. Up next, we're playing Double Fight of the Wicked. It's just another Desperation throw, and so it's 12 damage minimum with Scorpion, and if my opponent's flipped anything on their own, we don't really have any flipping stuff in here, but it gets an additional damage. It's also got that really good low block. We're also playing Triple Minion Grab. This card lets you turbo into Desperation, with Scorpion being able to pay 3 vitality on his own, and this card being able to pay an additional 3. Minus 6 health, whenever you say all of your attacks to do 6, is essentially just saying, hey, I'll minus 6 to my life to minus 6 to your life. Really strong stuff. And they have to respect this card, because if they block this card, they're going to burn 4, which is like just as bad as like not blocking it. And if they don't block it, your next attack is going to get even more damage, and it's easier to play, like, I don't know, Flight of the Wicked. This card is just a terror inside of this deck. We are playing a 3 Doom Blade. 3 Doom Blade. This card is a bit of a push card. The card just says that your next one gets a bunch of extra damage. With us having these throws that are Desperation 4, it says that with both of these that Doomblade plus Scorpion says my next attack has plus 10 damage with the plus 6 by itself. So an 18 damage throw seems pretty okay. We are playing 3 From Hell. From Hell is one of those cards that they have to block as well, and it's our only momentum out. And so if I poke, especially all these throws early game, and I figure out a way to stave off my opponent, well, then I can just EX through and make sure they don't block. This is 12 damage by itself, plus another 5 off of the burn damage from them not blocking. This card's just spectacular. And the last attack we're playing 4 Flame Auras. This card's just a clock card. This is a perfect high block. I've never, ever failed a Flame Aura, even when I had 5 cards in my card pool. Playing this on a 6 and then committing Scorpion is just super good. Just having a free high attack block, as well as once my opponent's down to, like, I don't know, 5, 6 vitality, I just toss one of these in my card pool. And now when I play out my string, they have to block everything because I'm Scorpion and they're gonna die. Even if they do block everything, I have Flame Aura, and Scorpion, you're still going to die. Super solid card. I think this should be a 4 of in every single Scorpion deck, maybe sometimes a 4 of in other evil decks, evil fire death decks. So those were all the attacks. You can see how aggressive we're trying to be when we're playing Scorpion, because giving everything plus 6 damage is really strong, and forcing my opponent to pick what they... Making them lose life every time that they block is also crazy strong. And so I just want to put you on a big clock. And so we're playing 4 I Grant You Death as the action slot. It's still under fire, and this card just says that whenever they play a response, which happens all the time, they're going to burn an additional 4 vitality to do that. That kills some 7-handers. There are some 7-handers that, like, you dropped 2 of these on their turn and you blocked with a Flame Aura. That's 9 vitality that they lost for you doing nothing, basically. And it says you lose another 2 vitality, which is not too shabby whenever we are trying to speed to desperation as quickly as we can. Onto the foundations. I've laid the foundations out into a couple of different job groups as opposed to just laying out the foundations and just talking about them. So the first job group is I want to talk about Deathlord impalement targets. And so the first card we have is 4 blood for blood. This card says lose 2 vitality. If they block, they lose 2. And so Scorpion says lose 2. This says lose 2. There was a time where I saw Scorpion and blood for blood. It said, hey, I'll pay 6 and I'll make sure that you don't block this because you'll burn for 6. This is doing more damage than the attack was worth. But it just turbos us down to the correct life total in order to plus 6 damage on everything. We're playing 4 Servant of Ares. Not only does this burn to flip problem foundations and make the Fight of the Wicked stronger, but it also says commit your throw attack is plus 4 damage, which is really, really strong on just a poke. I will play Vicious Madness, give it 4 damage, and sometimes giving it Scorpion 10 an extra 6 might be the thing that closes out the game. We're playing for a Worthy Vessel. It's just pay 1 for plus 2 or minus 2 damage. Pay 1 for plus 2 damage is really, really strong on a Deathlord's Impalement because it actually says pay 1 for plus 3 damage and 1 speed because of how Deathlord's works. So, I mean, 1 vitality for 4 stats seems pretty okay. On to the just aggressive cards. We're playing 4 Toasty. Enhance flip your attack gets X damage, X equals desperation rating playable while committed. This just lets me close out games, and it's an easy commit for whenever my opponent attacks and plays when I check a little poorly. Excuse me, it's the first thing that I get to commit. A lot of the fire symbol and a lot of the evil symbol don't have a ton of playable committeds, and Toasty just makes up for that by being your go-to choice to commit this and face downs. And then my last gotta kill ya card is Soul of the Sword. The Fire Enhance, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Your attack gets plus 1 damage. It's just a little extra. Maybe it turns it from a 10 damage attack to an 11 damage attack, which means now in half block they're taking 6. Not to mention the burn too. 8 versus 7 is good enough. The next section of cards that we have are called consistency cards. They are making sure that our game plan works a little better. We're playing 4 Prideful Personality. I want to be able to discard the bad foundation cards in my hand and kill you on turn 2 if I can find a Deathlord's Impalement and burn myself down. So I'll get rid of 2 foundations in order to try and draw 2 attacks. And if I got multiples of these, I'll just do it again and filter out my hand as quickly as I can. We're playing for the Azure Nightmare. A lot of times, if you're playing against an intelligent player, they know that they can't put you close to desperation or else you'll burn yourself down really quick. And so a lot of your game plan happens to be in the deck building stage whenever you are inside of desperation. And so what the Azure Nightmare says is whenever you're outside of desperation, your attacks essentially have -1 progressive, kind of like they're in desperation, because I can commit this, discard a bad card, and then ready it back up. It's like it's a bit of insurance, right? Playing your From Hells on 6s as opposed to the 4s is really, really bad. Or playing your Doomblades on 5s instead of 4s. I check a 3, I commit 2 of these. I discard the 2 foundations I wasn't going to play this turn because I'm killing you anyways. Hey, look, I didn't check bad this turn. It's just really good changing of resources. On to the defense of the deck. The only big defense that we're playing is just, I guess we'll go back to consistency. I think this is more of a consistency card. This card just says Enhance Commit as a top card of your deck is a Fury or Desperation card. Pick it up. Every single one of our attacks in the deck is a Desperation attack, and so it's super easy to pick up, as well as it's a little defense, so discard a momentum, gain 2 vitality. It's the only other momentum out that we have in the deck, and that's fine. And then lastly, for overly dramatic, if our big combo is to play Hellfire Impalement and my opponent plays something that would reset the speed or the damage, I can't let that happen. And so this card beats refusing to let go, and that is like the main reason it's in here, is to protect my combo pieces from going off. I need that +6 damage to be the thing that kills you. And so if my opponent says -6 damage, I'll cancel it. This card's very, very strong and one of the best utility cards under these 3 symbols in the game. All right, so that was James's Scorpion deck profile here under Fire. Really, really awesome stuff. I'm really happy that he got to share this deck. If you like the deck, make sure you check out the matches that he played in out on the channel. They'll have their own playlist. And if you want to talk to him about this Scorpion deck, make sure you go out to patreon.com/TCGUniversity. Sub out there at the $1 level. Get access to our Discord, and we'll chat with you about Scorpion all day long. So from all of us here at TCGU, thank you very much for watching, and stay learned.